Hey, y'all, I know it's been a minute, but I've been doing a lot of studying. And then I had dinner with some friends that dropped a very interesting concept. So we're going to go ahead and talk about it. Have you ever been told God has a purpose for your life? I mean, if you're in Christian circles, sure you have. We say it in church, we put it on mugs and t-shirts, bumper stickers, and we even caption it sometimes on our Instagram. But here's what nobody stops to ask. Is that actually what the Bible says? Is that the question it's asking? Or are we just collapsing two very different things into one concept, one bumper sticker? Go all the way back to Genesis chapter number 1, verse 26 through 28, and God says, "Let us make humankind in our image, in our likeness." Now, the word in the Hebrew, it's tselem, image. Now, here's what most people don't know. In the ancient Near East, when a king couldn't physically be in a territory he ruled, he would place a statue there, a tselem, a representation or a representative image of himself. That statue said the king's authority is here, even if the king isn't. That's what God did with us. You are not an accident. You are not just a soul waiting for heaven. You are a tselem Elohim, a living image of the living God placed on earth to represent his character, his authority, and his presence. That is your purpose. Not a career, not your calling, not your ministry, your purpose. Now let's run over to Micah chapter number 6, verse 8, which tells us what that looks like in practice. Literally, every human being, whether you have faith or not, is supposed to do justice, love kindness, and walk humbly with your God. Whether you acknowledge that he's there or not is irrelevant. That's not a to-do list. That's a description of what a human being looks like when they're actually living their purpose. Here's where it gets real. Most of us don't have a purpose problem. We have a confusion problem. Because somewhere along the way, the church started mixing up purpose and assignment. And those are not the same thing. An assignment is a task. It has a start date, it has an end date. Jonah's assignment was Nineveh. Not everywhere, not forever, just Nineveh. Noah's assignment was the ark. Not every flood, one ark. Peter's assignment on the day of Pentecost, he preached, the Spirit descended, 3,000 people were baptized in a single day. That is one of the most extraordinary moments, not just in human history, but in biblical history. And if Peter decided that was his purpose, his whole identity, his entire reason for being, he would have never made it to Cornelius's house. Read Acts chapter number 10. A Roman centurion, a Gentile, outside of everything Peter thought God was doing. Remember the sheets that had to be let down? But Peter kept moving because the assignment ended. The purpose didn't. So here's what I need you to hear. If you have faith in the God of the Hebrew Bible, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the New Testament tells you something even sharper. 2 Corinthians 5:20, you are an ambassador. That's the Greek word presbyumen, official representation. You don't just carry the image anymore. You carry the message of reconciliation. Some of y'all would be wise to go ahead and start executing that message, by the way. 1 Peter 2:9, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, mediators between God and the world around you. So represent him well. Faith doesn't give you a new purpose. It sharpens the one you were born with. Let me say that again. Faith doesn't give you a new purpose. It sharpens the one you were already born with. Now, let's talk about the Imago Dei. The image of God was always the foundation. Faith puts a lens on it. And yes, I do understand the Imago Dei from a scholarly level is still debated to this very day. I wasn't trying to rhyme there. I really wasn't. Next time someone says God has a purpose for your life, you can agree with them. But you might also want to ask, are you talking about purpose or assignment? Most people are going to look at you like, what are you talking about? Because one of them never runs out. Drop your thoughts below and follow for more Gloves Off Theology, where we open the text and don't flinch at what it says.